All right, guys, we are live on YouTube. It is Sunday Night Football. It is the Jets in Pittsburgh for a very, very tough matchup in a game in which myself and 12 Gauge actually already spoke a little bit about um, as far as what we thought for predictions. We're gonna give you guys our live play-by-play reaction. It's gonna be myself, 12 Gauge. We are, hey, we're having some fun in here, guys. This is a, I guess you could refer to it as a rated R show. Um, So let me just get this adjusted real fast for all you guys out there. And all right, 12. So it's Sunday Night Football. Obviously the Jets are coming off a tough loss against the Buffalo Bills. Um, they trade for Davante Adams this week. And I think a lot of people out there in the world of sports betting are kind of anticipating this to be a fixer-upper kind of thing for the Jets, right? I don't know if I believe all that. So okay, so we immediately got Russell Wilson is in the game. By the way, he's in the game. Okay, how's that view look? Does that view look okay?
Russell's looking pretty good so far.
Yeah, 12. I mean, this guy's got to perform. I mean, legit, he's already at a point where it's a franchise that's definitely going to think about moving forward with somebody for the future. And I think a lot of the reason they went and got Justin Fields is because of that, right? So you guys are just now tuning in, though. This is the YouTube channel for myself, the Sauce God. Make sure you guys are following, liked, and subscribed. Notifications turn on so you don't miss any of the live versions of the Sit Down podcast or the Bills pregame and tailgate show. And if you haven't already done so, hit us with a react button and a share button. Join us here in the comment section as well. 12. It's 1st and 10 right now for the Pittsburgh Steelers in Jets territory. They're moving the football with just over 13 minutes to go here. And Russell Wilson's going to step up in the pocket, almost sacked, gets a 1-yard gain. Now, if you're the Jets defense, you see them kind of moving down the field like that. How do you slow them down at this point?
Jets have to get after Russell Wilson.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they got to create the containment, right? Because he is a mobile quarterback. He can make plays with his feet. We've obviously seen that in the past from Russell Wilson. So I think this guy's definitely going to want to have a good game here, because if he doesn't play well, then I think they're just immediately going to go back to Justin Fields. So it's 3rd down. The Jets obviously right now have found a little bit of rhythm. They had their best offensive performance against the Buffalo Bills last week, and I think now that you throw in Davante Adams to that mix, it's going to make that Jets offense look a little bit different. I don't know if it's going to make them that much better. We're talking about a 32-year-old right now. Let's see, by the way. What the heck happened to this?
You're a little behind me, by the way.
That's okay. All right, so we have a field goal for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and 4th and 5. So if you're the Jets, then it's a win. You come away only allowing 3 points there, and you're hoping that Aaron Rodgers can come out and can give you a little spark offensively with his crew out there. So if you guys are just now tuning in, though, it's Sauce God and 12 Gauge. We're doing a little bit of live play-by-play. Cool stuff here, man. And for those of you out there that are not able to watch or see the game, we have you guys covered right here. Okay, so let's see. We got that's 3-0 Steelers at this point, and it's a 40.5 over under, some as low as 39.5. 12. What do you got for bets in tonight? Let's let the people know what you got for action.
Actually, I have nothing in. I was looking at hockey earlier today, but I didn't like anything.
Sabres are coming off a pretty solid win, 4-2. And that's a franchise that needs to get wins now. They did have an overtime loss before that, so at least they got the point for that. But Sabres, man, it's just that franchise has got a lot of work to do still ahead of them. And there's been some talk about guys like Rasmus Dahlin getting in some fights at practice, but I like that. 12. Do you think that that's good for the culture for the Buffalo Sabres, or is this kind of stuff not what you want to hear about this team trying to find themselves back in the playoffs for the first time in so many years?
Actually, I do like that. The guys fighting in practice, that means they're passionate. They're wanting to fight the other guys.
I overall just think it's good because nobody should be satisfied with the way that things have gone for that franchise. Nobody should be satisfied. And if you're coming off of tough losses like that too, then in my opinion, you need some kind of spark, and you sign Rasmus Dahlin to a massive extension. You make him the captain. You sign UPL to a contract extension, and I think a lot of people this year are expecting Sabres to make the playoffs or it's a bust. I mean, we've been saying this for a lot of years, but now you go and get Lindy Ruff back. There's a lot of good things I think about this Buffalo Sabres team going forward, but it is the first quarter of the Sunday night football matchup in Pittsburgh, and of course the Bills are coming off of a really solid win today against the Tennessee Titans at home. And I think 12, it's like these are the games that you want to win because they're, you're keeping yourself in the lead divisionally. I you know what I mean? I like what I'm seeing so far. So
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like what I'm seeing from the Bills. Defense is playing good. Coming off with a big win against the Titans. And next week, we got the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle.
And that's not an easy game by any means. NFC West, tough division, and also it's the home of the 12th man. I mean, Seattle had records for loudest stadium, I think, at one point. So the Gamecast is brought to you guys by ESPN, by the way, and that is just officially what we're sharing with the screen for you guys out there to keep play-by-play. So Aaron Rodgers looks, and immediately they target Davante Adams with the first offensive play, and it's a drop pass. So Aaron Rodgers, immediately he drops that pass. Now, is he going to literally just be pissed off and blame him for the entire loss that they're going to suffer today? Who knows? I used to really have a ton of respect for Aaron Rodgers, man, because obviously he was elite, one of the most talented quarterbacks ever to play the game. And he is a Super Bowl champion. He's an MVP. But I don't see a lot of the same leadership qualities that I saw out of Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, even a guy like Phillip Rivers, you know what I mean? A guy like Joe Flacco. Those guys are leaders. They're going to run the football on second down here with Breece Hall, and that's going to pick up about 3 yards. Now, this is what I'm talking about, man. Like, you're going to run it on second down. You should have started with the run game. You should have got Breece Hall going immediately. Now, Aaron Rodgers through 6 weeks is 62% completion percentage with about 231 yards passing a game, 9 touchdowns versus 5 picks. This is a guy that we used to see maybe throw 3, 4, 5 picks in a season. In his last MVP season, I think he had 2 interceptions, and that's the only reason that he won MVP over Josh Allen. Mike Tomlin's obviously fired up. His defense is so far playing very stingy. The Jets are going to take the snap in the shotgun from their own 24-yard line. Rodgers looks downfield. He's got a little bit of pressure. He's got a pocket. He's got time, but he goes down a sack for number 99 for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And immediately, you go 3 and out. That is what makes the Steelers feel so much more content with getting just 3 points out of that, right, 12? So I like immediately that the Steelers, I think, are going to win this game. And I don't say that just because they're winning. That was my prediction on the Bills post-game reaction show that we did. 12, I think it's like, we just got to step in. And we just got to find a way to compete here. Trying to see if I could change the background, my photo for some reason. That's kind of dumb, ain't it? Yeah, I wish that would actually work better, but you guys are here in the official play-by-play commentary for the Jets and Steelers as the Steelers are going to get the ball back here in just a moment.
1 second. I can't see anything that works for me either.
What's that?
I can't see anything that works for me either. Trying to get my phone situated correctly, but
We got to get you a phone stand, buddy.
no, my case had the case has a phone stand.
All right, so commercial break here, ladies and gentlemen, and quick update on the world of sports. I do have the Mets and Dodgers game also on right here.
Oh, please tell me the score of that.
I definitely will. So just one brief second here as I'm trying to do this too. See if I can do that.
Go, Matt.
White balance. Oh, I like that. That's cool. Look at that camera adjustment. Nice. Looking nice. All right, so we are back in the Steelers game. It is currently 2-1 Dodgers against the Mets in Game 6 at this very moment. And, it's a long game, guys. Baseball is that type of sport. It's currently the bottom of the first. Mets struck first with a 1-0 lead. The Dodgers are currently with 2 outs in the bottom of the first, up 2-1 with 2 guys on, 1 on second, 1 on first. So let me see what I got here.
I'm sure a lot of our viewers would be interested in keeping up with that score. So
yeah, we got you guys covered
thought?
in the world of sports tonight. And, me and 12 Gauge definitely we're trying something new here. Want to give you guys the option to have, for those of you that are out of market for the Bills games, man, like this, just want to be able to give you guys a chance to kind of see the play-by-play. So it is third down for the Steelers, and it looks like it's the end of the first for the Mets and Dodgers. So we'll keep you guys up to date on that. 12, keep us updated on what you see for the NFL game. I mean, it is currently 3-0 Steelers.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Pass incomplete.
Third and
How
1.
in the hell did you drop that?
3rd and 1 here. And it's going to be Russell Wilson rolling to his right. And that's going to be a drop pass, as Gage just said, because he's ahead of me. Calvin Austin, was that?
Yeah.
Okay. So 4th down here, and that's going to be a matched 3 and out from the Steelers.
Muffed it. And out of bounds.
off and on again. Microsoft Edge.
I think I should not be commentating if you're way behind.
Oh no, Gage. Honestly, I like it, man. I think it's good. All right, so let's see my frames. All right, so after the punt, the Jets will start with the ball on their own 18-yard line. It is 8:08 to go in the first quarter. And guys, we are streaming exclusively on YouTube right now for this play-by-play commentary live. And of course, we're going to keep you guys up to date with the Mets-Dodgers game, as the winner of that series will face the Yankees in the 2024 MLB World Series.
Oh, yeah.
So far, Gage, what are you seeing so far from these Steelers and Jets? What are you seeing out of this game so far? What are you kind of seeing is going to happen for the rest of the game?
Each defense have been playing really good. Seeing a lot of good out of the Jets and the Steelers. They haven't really been getting anything going on the offense. Back to you.
Well, 12, I think what we're seeing a little bit of, and by the way, guys, appreciate everybody for being patient as I am just kind of messing with my audio and stuff a little bit with my microphone settings, as I am in a, I think it's cool as hell. Let's see, is it solid? Yeah, it's solid. Okay, so let's go brightness low. I like that. Very nice. This microphone, man, I love this Shure microphone. It is awesome. And obviously, you guys get the crystal clear audio from us. It is the first quarter, 3-0 Steelers over the Jets thus far in Pittsburgh for Sunday Night Football. And as you guys can see, we got you guys covered for the play-by-play with the Gamecast from ESPN. So far, it's only been a Chris Boswell field goal. And, boy, if I'm the Jets and Greg Zuerlein, man, I'm hoping I don't get very many field goal opportunities, because he, of course, was a big reason that the Bills were able to get that victory last week, 12. So, let me tell you this much, too. For anybody just now tuning in, do us a favor, hit that like and join us here in the comments. And it's Sunday Night Football with Sauce God and 12 Gauge. We are Bills Mafia, of course, but we've got you guys covered here for everything for Sunday Night Football. And we'll keep you guys up to date with bets, our betting picks, props. And who knows, man, maybe even 12 Gauge will throw in, hey, I'm going to throw in a live bet. Maybe we'll even toss you guys some extra picks, because, of course, Sauce God is 4 for 4 today. I gave out picks in the sit-down Bills pregame tailgate show, and all 4 of those cashed. The Bills got a 34-10 victory at home, in the 5-2 in the season. 12, it makes Victory Monday that much better, when the Bills can.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
My mom just asked me if the Mets win, would they go to the World Series? And it's like, no, if they win, they'd have one more game. Breece Hall is going to get tackled here for a loss on first down for the Jets. And however, looks like Algon Jogby, who just had that sack on Aaron Rodgers, is going to get penalized for probably unnecessary roughness. Let's take a look at this one. I don't like some of these unnecessary roughness penalties. I agree, you should be protecting players, and you don't need anything extra unnecessary or anything added aggressiveness-wise. But come on, man. Some of these calls are just ridiculous. We saw one against A.J. Epinesa last week. Okay, now he's got him by the head a little bit. That's definitely unnecessary roughness, and I could see why they threw that penalty there. Looks like we got a big play coming up from the Jets here, as you guys can see on the Gamecast. It's actually ahead of me, so it's kind of cool that I got to see this live reaction. You guys are going to get a chance to see what I think as it's happening. Tune in with us on Friday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. I think I'm having 97 Rocks current DJ Carl Russo, the voice of Buffalo Broadcasting, on as a guest. So Aaron Rodgers finds Breece Hall, and Breece Hall breaks a tackle there with a nice gain to get them to midfield. Jets are finally starting to see a little bit of rhythm offensively, and I'm going to tell you, Davante Adams.
It should have been a false start.
Davante Adams might make this offense better. I mean, you would hope so. He's still an elite talented receiver. He's 32, and he's got history with Aaron Rodgers, though. Some of the best years for both of these guys were together, never producing a Super Bowl victory, of course, and always coming up short in the NFC playoffs. But I always think that you don't necessarily need to get a new face. You need to utilize some of the faces you have around you. And Garrett Wilson was utilized heavily against the Bills last week, and he made some opportunities, made some plays, and that's what kept him in it. But Breece Hall, man, he is a gamer. He is a playmaker. He does everything. But I'm going to tell you, it is a tough battle when you got to go against the likes of T.J. Watt and Cameron Hayward. I mean, dude, Dante Jackson, defensive back, Deshaun Elliott, safety, Minkah Fitzpatrick, safety, Beanie Bishop Jr., that sounds like Timmy, Joey Porter Jr. These guys can play, man, and it's a well-coached team. Yeah. 2nd and 1 for the Jets here. It is at their own the Steelers' 41-yard line as they're now starting to move the football. Aaron Rodgers is going to actually hand it off there to Breece Hall for a tackle for a loss. All right, if you're asking me, all right, and this is just because obviously 12, I know a thing or two about offense. I know a thing or two about play calling. Why run it out of the shotgun there? If you're going to run it, obviously they know you're probably going to run it here. Run it downhill because you're not fooling anybody. Nobody expected them to actually pass the football there in 2nd and 1. They're obviously going to try their best to just pick that first down up. But that just shows some of the weaknesses of the Jets game, man. They can make some big plays and they can do some damage, but they just don't do it consistently enough. Aaron Rodgers looks in the pocket. He throws a completion to Allen Lazard, who is going to be stopped short of the first down, making it 4th and 1 on the 41-yard line. And are they going to go?
They called it a first down. They called it a first down.
Did they just change it?
They fucking changed it.
So 4th and inches. Let's see. Yeah, that's a good change of call. I got to give it to him. That's a good change of call. Allen Lazard stretches out for the first down there, and that's bailing out your quarterback, who didn't really give him the best chance to make very many plays. But, hey, nonetheless, they pick up the first down. They're still moving the ball. 4:55 and some change to go in the first quarter. 3-0 Pittsburgh. It's 1st and 10 for the Jets in Pittsburgh territory. And, Aaron Rodgers, obviously, if he's got – I don't think he feels the pressure because I don't think he cares enough, but I think that if there's pressure on anybody, it's him because you got everything you asked for. You got rid of your head coach like you asked for. They're doing everything you asked for. Now, at this point, if you don't produce a win against a team that's, good in the Steelers, but I'm not saying that they're one of the greatest teams. Here's Breece Hall for a nice catch and run. That's how you got to utilize your players. I mean, get him going via the passing game. That opens up the run game for Breece Hall. First down for the Jets now, 4:17 to go in the first quarter. Mike Tomlin and the Steelers are hoping to stop them here as they are, continuing this drive after that 4th and 1 was changed to a first down correctly, by the way. 12, do you like the addition of replay assistance, sometimes making sure that you don't even have to utilize a challenge? Or do you think it should have still been something where it's called on the field and then it's tried to be corrected by a coach's challenge?
What? I do like the addition of I was going to say.
All right, so 2nd and 8. Well, 12, I know you're drunk, brother. It's all good because, hey, that's what we're here for. Of course, we got you guys covered here on YouTube with play-by-play commentary and live play-by-play action via the ESPN Gamecast right here on Sunday Night Football on Peacock and NBC. And for those of you that can't watch right here on YouTube, myself, the Sauce Guy, 12 gauge, he's going to find Garrett Wilson for a nice catch and run, and that's going to pick up a first down. So since targeting Davante Adams for the first play of the game, the Jets haven't gone back his way yet. But I said in the post-game show for the Bills that Garrett Wilson was probably going to have a solid night tonight because iron sharpens iron. That guy's going to take away your opportunities, and you still believe that you're the number one receiver in this offense. You got to touchdown. And obviously 12 is showing a sign right here that there is a touchdown, and that's going to make the game 7-0, I believe. 6-0 at the moment, pending the extra point. Of course, Greg Zuerlein is no guarantee at this point. Brees Hall with a night. I saw a holding call that wasn't called there. Jets now find themselves up. The Dodgers are still currently winning 2-1. And for those of you out there that are going to bet, me and 12 Gauge do not encourage or endorse any illegal or underage gambling of any sort. So decent blocking by the offensive line. I see kind of damn near holding right there. And that's how Brees Hall beat you. And that's how the Jets have found some rhythm in this game. So the over-under has not moved very much, 12, even with 10 points in the first quarter. The over-under was closing at 40.5 at some sports books. It's currently live in-game betting at 41.5. The Jets are currently a 6.5-point favorite, as the Steelers were the underdogs coming into this game. But, it's still a long game. I still think that they're going to find some sort of answer offensively. 12, what do you think of the Jets on that drive?
Offensively, Aaron Rodgers looked pretty good. Brees Hall, of course, got that touchdown. They looked pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah, they definitely looked more poised, and they, obviously had it almost stalled out there with that fourth down, but Allen Lazard making a good play to stretch that football and pick up the first down. That's the type of things that are difference makers in games, guys. I mean, legit, I've always said that when the Patriots played, one thing that their players did well is they position themselves well when they fall, to where they're gaining an extra yard or two just because of the contact they receive and how they handle it and how they move their momentum, right? So I think, the Jets obviously have a little bit of that. Allen Lazard is a pretty sneaky playmaker. You got Garrett Wilson there with a nice catch. Brees Hall carrying the weight of that drive. And, no Davante Adams catches thus far for the Jets, but it is now 7-3 in the first quarter right here on YouTube and on, we're actually not on Facebook, so I'm going to correct the score. 12 Gauge is getting drunk. I am not drinking. Bills came away with the victory today, covering a 9-point spread, by the way. Doing so with ease. By the way, Mookie Betts, his last two games for the Dodgers for the last two games. Mookie Betts 6 for 10 with 2 home runs, 5 ribbies. Shohei Ohtani with a home run, and I think it said he bat 4 for 10 or something like that. So Mets are down 2-1 in the bottom of the second here. And the Mets pitcher is already at 35 pitches, and he's just now getting into the second inning. That's not what you want to see if you're a Mets fan. I also think, 12, if you would rather play one of these two teams, who would you rather play?
I'd rather play the Mets because New York versus New York.
Well, I don't want to jinx nothing, but LA tends to sometimes choke in big moments. They only came away with one World Series victory in the last so many years, and a lot of those years they had the team to do so. They went in that COVID shortened year, so I mean, you wonder how true the clutch genetic is inside some of these guys. But I don't want to face the Mets just because they have the ability to get hot fast. They could score runs. Francisco Lindor, honestly, if it weren't Shohei Ohtani, he probably would have been NL MVP in my opinion. So 1st and 10 for the Steelers is going to be a incomplete pass for Russell Wilson, intended to get it to George Pickens there. George Pickens, 12 Gauge. I mean, what do you make of him as a receiver? Is he actually a number one, or is he just do you think he's overrated? What?
I think he has the potential to be a number one if he develops more. And if the defenders don't hold him as much.
Kind of that. Sunday Night Football here on YouTube. Gamecast provided by ESPN. This is presented by BuffaloSauceGuy.com, the home of Sauce God merch, sit-down merch, and those are some great clothing options, real professional quality stuff, prints on demand. So no worries, guys. Effective, quick, efficient, and check it out, man. I honestly, 12, we got to get you, a sit-down shirt here pretty soon, man. That's real shit right there. So,
Please.
all right, 12. Do you want to maybe at the end of quarter one, do you want to maybe get a live bet in for the people out there and see if maybe we can get them some money here?
Still liking moves. Get a touchdown.
You still like move to get a touchdown anytime? All right, well, maybe we'll play a little three-leg parlay or something here after the end of first quarter. We'll give you guys some live betting picks. And listen, I'm just telling you guys, there is a live profit betting boost for any live wager minus 200 or longer with a max wager of 25 on FanDuel for this Sunday Night Football game. Russell Wilson, incomplete pass intended for Freiermuth, no good. Steelers will have to punt the football. And for those of you that have the under, that's exactly what you're hoping to see. But you'd like to see them at least not come away with a 3-and-out and move the football so that way it can kind of control the clock and minimize these opportunities. So another thing I want to say real fast, 12, was I noticed something in college football yesterday that was a little odd to me. The clock management from whoever's running the clock at some of these games is just very inconsistent. Miami and Louisville, I'm not even kidding, 12, I think for the first 9 minutes of the game at least, the play clock was never started. They never stopped the clock temporarily when they would go out of bounds. They never stopped the clock. It just like was weird, right? And then you saw in another game that they would start the clock. That was just very weird and inconsistent. And it's like, does anybody really pay attention then? Because if you're the referee, you're supposed to make sure, please reset the game clock, or you know what I mean? That should have been addressed within the first minute. And you're talking 9 minutes of the game. I wonder if there's any stories out there, 12, about that.
I'm wondering the same thing too, because I noticed that you were texting me on Saturday morning.
So,
hey, you go.
Breece Hall there on first down for the Jets. Honestly, I don't see any stories about it, and it makes you wonder, man. Like, did nobody else just? So there was a game-altering decision for the referees, by the way, when they were tied at 31 apiece. It's crazy to me, man, because like legit, that's something that's major to me. I mean, you're talking about affecting the overall game. I mean, you could sit out there for 2 minutes and no play clock. Come on. Aaron Rodgers on 2nd and 11. He fires downfield, and I think he must have been throwing to that ghost that he sees whenever or the shadow figure when he smokes DMT. Incomplete pass intended for Davante Adams. By the way, what's it with people playing for the Jets and seeing ghosts and shadows? I mean, we had Sam Darnold who was seeing ghosts out there until he left the Jets, and now he's with the Vikings who lost today. 12, what was the most surprising game to you on Sunday's NFL action, man?
Niners losing to Kansas City by that much.
Yeah, in that fashion, for sure, because like the Niners are supposed to be a good team, and they have really struggled this year. I mean, I know no Christian McCaffrey, but it's not like they don't just sign Brandon Ayuk to extension, Deebo Samuel for them, great, George Kittle. I mean, they have some fucking players. So the Jets will punt the football here on 4th and 11 from their own 20-yard line, and that is going to give the Steelers the ball. 1st and 10 on their own 34. So some decent field position to start this game, or start this drive for the Steelers. Now, let's see. If we go into live wagering, I'm wondering if we could actually pick what happens on this drive. Okay.
On DraftKings, you can.
So is this technically Steelers' fourth drive?
Yeah,
Field
I
goal? Yep.
believe so.
Okay. All right. So are we thinking offensive touchdown, field goal attempt, punt, or any other?
Thinking. Hmm. Field goal. Go field goal.
12 is saying field goal attempt. I'm honestly thinking at the end of the first quarter, because it'll be second down when they come back from the end of the first quarter. I really think we're gonna honestly shock everybody here. And I think, you know what, 12, you're talking all this Freermuth.
Ooh.
Let's go, Pat. Pat Freermuth to score the touchdown on the Pittsburgh Steelers' fourth offensive drive here is plus 3,700. Najee's plus 1,700. George Pickett's is 2,300. I tell you what, man, you can't even go wrong if you put 10 cents on that. You win a little bit of change.
Right.
So we're gonna do that little live pick. The over/under is still 40.5. Currently in favor of the under at minus 130. I still believe the Steelers are gonna win this game. By the way. 12. I mean, honestly, dude, this is one of those games. I just don't think it's going to be exceptionally. I just don't think it's going to be exceptional. You know what I'm saying? So let's see.
Exceptionally high scoring.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be high scoring by any means.
Absolutely not.
But nonetheless, guys, it is the end of the first quarter. We're going to take a brief commercial break. We'll be back here to keep you guys updated live, play-by-play calling for the Steelers and Jets on Sunday Night Football, right here on Facebook Live. YouTube Live with Sauce God and 12 Gauge. All right, guys, we're back. It is the start of the second quarter, 3rd and 8 now for the Pittsburgh Steelers. From their own 36-yard line, it is Sauce God and 12 Gauge keeping you guys updated. Russell Wilson looks, and again, an incomplete pass, meaning they're going to punt the football here, ladies and gentlemen. So Not much doing for the Steelers offense. And it makes you wonder how long it's going to take for some people to start having problems with Mike Tomlin. Wilson is trash, says Chris. Chris, man, if you wouldn't mind, since you're such a great YouTube fan of ours, bro, and I appreciate you very much, man, do me a favor, share the stream to wherever you can. And we're trying to grow the YouTube channel here, man. That's why we're doing this right now. I'm thinking possibly for next Sunday at 4 p.m., we're going to do a we're going to do this for the Bills game for anybody that's not able to watch. So do us a favor, man, and share the stream a little bit. We're trying to just get our live viewers and live interaction up there a little bit. So it is 7-3 at the end of the first quarter. Second quarter, we're now in. First and 10 for the Jets now with a 7-3 lead. And this is a team that is 2-4 right now in the AFC East. And there's my lovely wife right there. 12 gauge is definitely hammered right now and just probably shotgunning a beer, but he's got his camera off for all y'all. Flag on the play for the Jets. Looking like it's possibly going to be offensive holding. Nope, it's going to be penalty on the Jets, yep, for offensive holding. So it'll be 1st and 16 now. 2nd and 11 coming up. Pending the play here, what happens on first down. So Elijah Vera Tucker getting the penalty for the Jets offensive line. And let's see what we have here. As soon as we get through this drive too, guys, I'll give you an update on the Mets and Dodgers game right now. That is, I believe, in the 3rd inning. So let's see. 1st and 16 for the Jets. Aaron Rodgers is going to be taking the football in the shotgun. He's going to snap it. Davante Adams to his right. And he looks down the field for a little check down pass to Breece Hall, who is the guy that's got most rhythm for this Jets offense at this moment. So 2nd and 11. It's going to be 3rd and 11, so we'll see what the play is coming up here. Not a lot of rhythm for either team. The Jets had that one touchdown drive, and that's what proved to be effective, but yet again, having a hard time developing consistency. And it looks like it's going to be 4th and 1 now for the Jets. And looks like they're going to probably punt the football here unless they really just want to be ballsy and go for it here. But I don't think that they're going to. Aaron Rodgers with a batted ball at the line of scrimmage on that 3rd down play. I'm sorry. On that. Is it 2nd down? I don't know. Something seems to be a little off here. Third 11, he finds Davante Adams for his first catch as a Jet, and that's going to bring up 4th and 1. The Jets are going to punt the football and give the ball back to the Steelers. It is now Steelers' 5th possession of the game. They'll start on their own 31-yard line. 3 plays for 9 yards and only 2 minutes of time of possession for the Jets. So far, Aaron Rodgers is leading the way with passing yards with 73. Russell Wilson is 2 for 8 with 19 yards. Breece Hall, 5 carries, 10 yards, a touchdown, and he's had some catches out of the backfield, 3 for 36. Najee Harris, 4 carries for 22 yards. You'd like to see them use the running game a little bit more here if they're not finding ways to effectively pass the football. It's just like, who do the Jets have? I'm sorry, the Steelers have to really throw this football to and develop some rhythm with, right? Dude, 12 gauge, where you at, buddy? All right, so let's check in with that Mets and Dodgers game. Do 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 do. It is 2-1. Dodgers still. The Mets are in the top of the third inning with 2 outs, 2 on base, looking to get themselves tied up at least with the tying run at second and go ahead run at first. Hey, you've got to make the best of your opportunities with just 2 outs. And I mean, if anything could show you how effective it could be with just 2 outs, it's the Cleveland Guardians. I mean, hey, they got tossed out of the series, sure, but they also kept it alive with a two strike, 2 out home run in the bottom of the ninth to tie the game after Aaron Judge's 3-run home run, I think it was. All right. So it is 1-2 count on Taylor right now. It is 2-2 count. Ball 2. 97-mile-an-hour fastball that we're seeing there. And the Dodgers are already in their bullpen. And that's not exactly what I guess maybe that's their game plan. Maybe they're trying to go heavy reliever this game. But 12 gauge, we are 2-1 in the Dodgers game. 2-2 count, 2 outs, and the pitch is fouled back behind the plate. If you're a fan of the opposite team watching players in an at bat and they're constantly fouling balls off, either one of two things is going to happen. That player is going to either A, strike out, and that's what you're really hoping for, but that's not the usual case. You're going to see a lot of the times they make a huge hit or sometimes even for a home run. Now it's 3-2. I'm sorry. Did he get hit by the pitch? It looks like he might have gotten hit by the pitch there. I thought it was going to make a 3-2 count, but a breaking ball thrown down and away is going to give. Oh yeah, it did. It hit him right on the foot, back foot. Wow, right at the very bottom where it's like it didn't hit the ground first, so that's a hit by pitch. And bases now will be loaded for the Mets with 2 outs. And who's they going to bring up?
Go.
Dodgers are already in their bullpen, by the way, which I don't know if it was a game plan to do so because obviously you're in game 6. You're trying to win this at all costs. You don't want to have a game 7. Game 7 happens. Anything is possible at that point. It doesn't matter how many games you had to win to get to game 7. Anything is possible. And as much as I hate to say it, the 2004 Red Sox showed exactly what being down 3-0 in a series can mean. And I hate to say it, that's one of the greatest sports stories ever. I mean, to break the curse of the Bambino, I don't give a fuck. We still have 27 world rings going for 28. And the Red Sox fans obviously were due for something. I mean, I don't have much love for anything Boston fan related, but yeah, I'll give them that one. So it is going to be a strike on the first pitch to Jeff McNeil, who's actually been pretty solid here in the postseason for the Mets. 12, keep us updated with the Steelers game. What's the current action? 12, what happened?
Whoa, 4th down, 3rd down. George Pickens, maybe? Russell Wilson doing Russell Wilson things.
Russell Wilson doing some Russell Wilson things, huh? So 44-yard gain there by George Pickens. As soon as I got done talking smack about him, he gets a big-time completion from Russell Wilson. And then they're going to run it there on first down, pick up 3 yards with Warren. And Jeff McNeil has struck out, and that's going to send them to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Now, the Dodgers are only up 2-1. The Mets have found themselves to be a very resilient team in the postseason, 12. So, I mean, honestly, if I'm a Mets fan, I'm feeling good about the fact that we got 1 run in the 1st inning, but you hate to leave 3 men on base. Look at that contested catch from George Pickens, by the way, man. That was something. That was definitely something. So
3 men on base, so you hate to do that. But
Gage, what happened there? So I got 2nd and 7. And it's 1st and 10 on the Jets 11.
Yep.
Russell Wilson finds his bit of rhythm offensively here, and he's passing with some ease here. 18-yard pickup there on that 2nd and 7, making it 1st and 10 in the red zone at the Jets 11-yard line. In the second quarter, 10-17 to go on the game clock. Steelers are now threatening.
To the 7.
Are they going to come away with a touchdown here? Or are they going to come away with a field goal, or is it going to get turned over? That's the question to be asked here. Najee Harris with a 5-yard gain on 1st down, and that's what you want to utilize a little bit more of. What do you think, 12? What's going to be the drive result here?
Definite touchdown right here.
That's a big dude right there, man. A little quick message from former Buffalo Sabres play-by-play commentator, the greatest of all time, just to get us fired up. These guys are good, scary good. Also, quick message from Stevie Johnson. All right, so it is going to be 3rd and 11. I'm going to guess what?
Nope.
Najee goes backwards, and that's exactly what you don't want to do. I mean, why? All right, the Steelers obviously play calling for offense is very inconsistent. I mean, you're finally getting the rhythm with Russell Wilson, then you go back to Najee, 2 run plays in a row. I honestly think there, man, you just go right back to the pass out of that 1st down run for 5 yards from Najee. I mean, you don't need to try to be so conservative. You need to try to make some plays, especially when you're down 7-3. So it's going to be a field goal, it looks like, is what we come away with here for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and that is going to make it a 7-6 game. And too bad in the NFL, there is no such thing as a 1-point play. All right, let's get that updated for you guys. So Chris Boswell, man, consistent field goal kicker, making use of the 2 field goal attempts that he's had. And it is a 1-point game here in Pittsburgh in the second quarter with just over 8:20 to go. It's going to be under that here in just a second, but Chris Boswell making his first from 46 yards. And then picking up a 29-yard field goal right there. That's what you hope to see. Russell Wilson on that drive completed 2 out of 3 passes, it looks like, for good chunk of yardage. George Pickens with that 44-yard reception. Now, Aaron Rodgers getting Davante Adams his first catch on that last drive. It's definitely something that they're going to probably try to build on a little bit more of. 12. What do you think? It's 8:20 to go in the second quarter. Do you think the Steelers have a chance to pull this out, or do they have not enough offensive firepower? What do you think?
I'm thinking put Justin Fields back in. That's
what
what
I was
I'm
saying.
thinking.
I wonder how long it's going to take for people to start getting, start booing Russell Wilson. Because I mean, like, you're the Steelers. You got 4 wins right now. You're hoping to get to fucking 5 wins, but like Russell Wilson, that drive looked better. Really a great catch by George Pickens, but I guess I think you stay with Justin Fields because he's more effective in the run game. Obviously,
Exactly.
I think he's got to learn to have better pocket presence and how to be more of a pure thrower. But when he's got time and guys are making plays around him, he's been a pretty effective passer in the NFL. So, and that's coming from playing for a dysfunctional team with the Chicago Bears and everything that went on with them, and being hurt and being basically the guy asked to do everything off. I mean, he was running for 200 yards, I think, in a few games as a Bear. So, we're still in the bottom of the third here. 1 on base for the Dodgers, and the Mets are not in the bullpen yet. They're still with their starting pitcher, Manea, and that is going to be a fly ball to left field. That is going to be out of this park for a 2-run shot for the LA Dodgers, making it 4-1.
God damn it.
That is going to be Tommy Edman That's his first home run of the postseason. That is a 2-run shot. It's now 4-1 Dodgers. And right there, that's why you can't leave 4 guys on base. You just can't. Let's get some background music back up here for all y'all folks out there. Me and 12 Gauge are right here, keeping you guys updated with play-by-play commentary for the Steelers and Jets Sunday night football game. 4-1 Dodgers, bottom of the third. And if you're in that Mets clubhouse, man, you need to find some sort of motivation to get the guys fired up here, 12, because I think at one point last night, Yankees were down to 2-0, and I started to feel a little unsure because they were just getting quick outs. I mean, the pitcher wasn't really pitching very many pitches, and that's not what you want to see as the opposing hitting team. But they stayed with it, and Giancarlo Stanton showed that he's a fucking Mr. October right now and hits that 2-run shot. And at that point, it's like, okay, well, Cleveland still had momentum, but let's not forget the guys that are on that team. Aaron Judge, I mean, at any point, he's capable of changing the game. And Juan Soto, obviously, the ultimate game changer. It's good to see teams stay resilient in that regard. And, of course, when you're up 3-1 in a series like the Yankees were last night, it's a little bit different. You don't have as much pressure. You realize that you're going to go back to New York for the next 2 games at most. But why not try to get out of Cleveland with a victory and get yourselves ready for a Friday night World Series matchup against either the Dodgers or the Mets? I honestly think if it's Dodgers-Yankees, man, it's like you got Shohei Ohtani and Aaron Judge, number 1 and number 1 player in each league of the MLB. 12, I'm asking you an honest question. If you were going to start a team today, and you had to pick either Shohei Ohtani or Aaron Judge, what would you go with?
Aaron Judge, for sure. Aaron Judge.
Tell me, why would you go with
100%.
Tell me.
He's got the base running. He's got the hitting skills. He's got the fielding.
Right.
He's got everything.
Well, depending on who wins this World Series, if it's Dodgers, Yankees, and if it's the Yankees that prevail, then I will stay with Aaron Judge for the answer. But I will tell you this. Aaron Judge doesn't get you over 50 stolen bases. Shohei Ohtani hits for average. He hits power. He gets triples. He gets doubles. Judge can just literally, dude, the amount of home runs this dude hits is just unreal. But I don't like how he strikes out a lot. And I mean, if one thing I could say here, and by the way, the Jets are now threatening first and goal. It is on the Pittsburgh 3-yard line now. All of a sudden, that was it's a big play. 3 plays for 69 yards here. 12, I think if you're going to start a team, though, and Shohei Ohtani's pitching, I mean, it's hard to say Aaron Judge. I think that what Aaron Judge is, his demeanor-wise and how his leadership abilities, I think he's great Yankees captain. But I got to say, Shohei Ohtani had that World Baseball Classic championship and outdueled USA and Mike Trout in that, and struck out Mike Trout to end the game and win that for his country. He's obviously got the clutch skill in him. He's played very well in the postseason. Aaron Judge has not typically played very well in the postseason, but it's just one swing of the bat can change everything of that for Aaron Judge. Now let's see who has a better World Series performance. I would love if Aaron Judge just comes out and he plays so damn well in the World Series that it didn't matter about the postseason shortcomings this year or any previous year, because Yankees have been in the playoffs a lot of years, 12. They have, but they've lost to the likes of Houston. They've lost to the likes of, I think they lost to Cleveland a while back too. But it's tough because Astros are garbage, if you catch my drift. You know what I mean? A lot of cheating going on with that team.
Fuck the Astros.
People were saying, 12, that they had the easy path to the World Series. They didn't have to play No, you still had to play the best player in the AL, not named Aaron Judge. They were Juan Soto and Bobby Witt Jr. And the Royals were a scrappy team. I mean, they competed. let's not forget the Guardians didn't have a fucking squad too, pitching wise, player wise. I mean, when you get those small market teams, you get guys that are not really all about themselves or about the team. And Stephen Kwan, dude, he's a really, really good hitter and fielder for the Cleveland Indians. I really, really good. But
Agreed.
I think it's a question that a lot of people would think take as a surprise if I said that Shohei Ohtani I'd start the team with all day. I also, you know what I mean? It's like people want to talk about this whole alleged possibly sports betting scandal with him and his interpreter. Well, I never really asked you about this. Did you think that that Shohei Ohtani was involved with betting, or was this truly just him being the victim of, this is his buddy, his interpreter, and was he truly the victim of it?
Honestly, I think it was a victim.
I mean, I would hope so. The guy's obviously getting paid fucking so much money that he doesn't need to sports bet. I mean, if he really had the sports bet that bad, then I'm more concerned that he's a sick person with the disease. But Jets are going to score a touchdown here, by the way.
No, they're not.
It's going to go to Tyler Conklin for a 1-yard touchdown.
Oh, yeah, they are.
I just don't know how somebody of his stature could not notice that was going on, and how his friend / interpreter could steal money like that and then do this. I mean, obviously, that dude knew the ramifications of if he was the one betting, that it would obviously result in him getting in trouble and possibly bringing unwanted attention to Shohei Ohtani. But who knows, man? Maybe Shohei Ohtani got fucking like threatened by somebody. You know what I mean? Like, hey, we're gonna cut your fucking mom's head off if you don't, do this, do that. But I just don't see it that way. I think the guy is just obviously too big for the game of baseball for him to actually have any sort of involvement in some type of scandal like that. And that's just my opinion. The Jets are going to miss the extra point.
Flag.
Oh, there's a flag. Oh, and it was blocked. And the Steelers are gonna. There's a flag down on the play. Let's see what the flag was. Is it on the Steelers?
The guy jumped over the defender. He off under.
By the way, the Bills had Josh Allen mic'd up today, and I'm going to hear the audio from his. Who's his Steelers coach freaking the fuck out, dude? Him and Mike Tomlin are trying to put the fear of Jesus in this guy.
Oh. They're going for two. They're going for two.
They're going to go for two instead here. And I think I'm going to try to get you guys.
Good. And 2 point is good.
So I'm going to try to pull up some clips from today's Bills and Titans game from the Buffalo Bills website. They I want to hear the post-game speech from Sean McDermott. All right, let's pause this real fast. And let's go back to this. What else did they say? Okay. I'm going to share this tab instead.
Win number 5. I'm going to tell you what, man, I didn't recognize that group that was out there in the first half. We got offense doing their thing, defense doing their thing, special teams. There was like 3 different teams out there. In the second half, you just started playing good, sound, fundamental football. And then I saw our team come together. And that's why you won, right? Good, sound, fundamental football. Coming together as a team. That's how you won the football game. So we got to learn from that. Real quick, I want to honor Josh, right? Josh Allen and his 100th start.
Start. Now brought that up.
Real talk defense. You keep us in it, man. You keep us in it. We're going to figure it out. And we did in that second half. Great team win. Love y'all. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
And that's Buffalo Bills head coach Sean McDermott, Mike, for his post-game speech to the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen getting a chance to talk. Let's see if we got who's mic'd up here. Let's see if I can get you guys the highlight of Josh Allen to he was mic'd up at some point. Let's watch the Bills and Titans top plays real fast, guys. We'll get back to this Gamecast here in a moment.
Coleman down around the 10. One thing you love about a quarterback like Josh Allen.
So we did a little bit of this in the post-game coverage of the Buffalo Bills. Mets are getting spanked. Yeah.
Bills indicating they have it. No official signal yet. And they do.
10-7 there, man.
Hopkins goes in motion on first down and 10. Rudolph, pressure's coming.
They weren't able to come away with points off that turnover, which is tough, but
It's still loose.
defense just kept making plays, man. Here's Josh on 3rd and 12. Started the second half. They started with the ball in the first half, but this plays like this that really gave this team momentum. Jets are up 15-6, by the way, guys. We'll get back to that in just a few moments here as they're about to kick off the Steelers. Josh Allen's going to look in the end of the start of the third quarter. Guess who he finds? Let's watch this route running. Look at great route. Just one simple move that he makes right there, 12. I mean, that's what you brought him here for.
Rudolph under pressure and down he goes.
Man, it just defensively, it feels like I don't have to stress that much when we're playing. Look at Keon Coleman all the way downfield, by the way, man. That's a big dude.
Great.
Quandre Diggs makes the tackle, but Davis goes for 23.
Let's watch this one right here.
They fake the toss. Now Allen the other way.
Boom. Amari Cooper again for a nice, very, very difficult catch to make right there, by the way. Wish you would have showed us the replay. He's going to fake it. He's going to look deep. Cooper again, dude. It's like it's his first game, and we don't even realize that this dude has the ability to make some flashy plays.
Kincaid. Right
Let's get back to
there.
this tab. All right, so I wanted to bring that up for you guys out there real fast. Let's see if I can maybe I want to find where it said he was mic'd up. I don't see anything from his mic'd up. Let's see if maybe I can hear this real fast. 12, appreciate you for bearing with me. Everybody out there bearing with me for right now. I'm trying to do a little something different here with just YouTube live broadcasting. See, I don't hear him mic'd up. All right, guys, that's going to conclude that. Let's get back to this. All right, 12. It's 15-6, and it's been a pretty boring game thus far. Obviously, the Jets are controlling this game with what little that they have.
Mm-hmm.
15-6. I said this too on the last week that the Steelers just always have weird scoring games. And we're talking 15-6.
Very
First and
strange.
20 for Russell Wilson. He's gonna look and pressures in his face. George Pickens cannot come up with that catch. Man, it just the Jets secondary can definitely show up and play. I mean, if one thing is true about that team, it's that they got some playmakers on both sides of the football. They do have a talented roster, but it's just putting it all together. Sometimes the great collection of talent doesn't make a great collection of teammates. Doug Whaley, former Buffalo Bills general manager, actually said, it's not that I didn't draft or bring in talented players. It's just creating a team of players is different than an assortment of players. And that's something that really spoke truly about the way that Brandon Beane and Sean McDermott have built this team. So 2nd and 20, play clock is winding down, 4:30 to go in the second quarter, and Russell Wilson's going to get pressured and again stacked. So I just don't understand. The Steelers' offensive line has just really been bad year in and year out, 12, right? So I think if you're going to if the Steelers are going to improve anything, it's got to start with the offensive line. You've got capable quarterbacks. I mean, even Russell Wilson, as much as he's not what he was when he was in Seattle, is still effective. I mean, we saw that he had to drive with some rhythm there. Now it's going to be 3rd and 24. George Pickens with a catch and run, wrapped up by a gang tackle of Jets players, and ball comes out there at the end, but that was, of course, ruled forward progress, stopping it. Mike Tomlin pointing to his buddy over there saying, I don't know who the hell is playing quarterback, man, but we might have to change it. Sauce Gardner is out there. And by the way, Sauce Gardner only made his nickname Sauce because he heard of Sauce God. I started that. So, Gage.
Only because of you.
It's legit not a good game by any means. The Steelers have had 2 solid chances on drives to come away with touchdowns. Do you think that they still have a chance to win this game?
They still have a shot.
Okay, well, their special teams has made a play. And that's what you want to see. Special teams, punting the football, pinning the football. 4 plays for only 28 yards there. The Jets will take over on their own 7-yard line with just 3:10 to go in the second quarter. It is the Jets and Steelers live play-by-play reaction with myself, the Sauce God, and 12 Gauge right here on YouTube Live. And if you guys haven't done so, check out at Buffalo Sauce God for Instagram, X, TikTok, and also on YouTube right here. Make sure you're following, like, to subscribe, notifications turn on so you can get the live versions of this show, the post-game, pre-game shows for the Buffalo Bills and Bills Mafia, as well as the sit-down podcast Friday nights live, Facebook Live, YouTube Live, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, normally on Friday nights, and also available via audio podcast wherever you may get your podcast from. Now, we just released an exclusive interview with Buffalo Bills superfan from Tokyo, Japan, Keita Nakagawa, a.k.a. Bill Samurai. Great dude, passionate fan, knows his shit, and he actually has been a successful journey in creating the first Tokyo Bills backers bar. And for those of you that don't know what that is, the Bills Mafia travels very well, and they are worldwide. I mean, Bills backers bars are legit bars in different cities around the world, not just the United States, obviously, that are designed just to support the Buffalo Bills on game. They'll even serve Buffalo foods. They'll serve Labatt's, you know what I mean? And usually it's by somebody who is from Buffalo that has the establishment. But basically, I've seen Bills backers bars in Italy. There was a Bills backers in Kazakhstan or something like that. And then, you hear the story of this little guy coming over from Japan for his first ever experience in America, nonetheless, but his first ever Bills game experience, NFL game experience. And he does so in hopes to create the first Bills backers bar in Tokyo, Japan. The NFL has not been to Asia yet. We've been to Europe, we've been to Mexico, we've been to South America, but we have not been to Asia. And in Japan, as he said in the interview, baseball and soccer are the big sports there. I mean, if you guys don't know anything about Japanese baseball players, 2 of the best to ever do it, man, and Ichiro Suzuki and Hideki Matsui are both Japanese players, and current baseball phenomenon, Shohei Ohtani and his translator.
Yep.
But no, so he comes on and talks about what it's like. They're at a British-style pub bar, him and his buddy that he meets, who actually was a Buffalo native, and they start this Bills backers bar. And I just got to be honest, man, it takes a lot of discipline for them, because if you go to the bar to watch the game, you like if you know the score, you checked and you like couldn't wait to see. You have to keep it a secret. But like that's hard to do. If I'm literally knowing that the Bills already completed the game, you think that I couldn't go? Would have to check. I mean, that takes some serious discipline. But Jets will start 1st and 10 here on their own 7. Brees Hall, they running back toss, gain of just about 3 yards. It's Sauce Godin 12 gauge right here on YouTube Live, guys. Hit us with a like, hit us with a share if you don't mind doing so as well, and subscribe if you're not already doing so. This is presented by BuffaloSauceGod.com. Duff's Famous Wings in Buffalo, New York. Big Tree Inn right next to the stadium in Orchard Park, New York. Louis Bar in Attica, New York, and Zoo Zone 716 Sports Card and Memorabilia Store in Depew, New York, which is just outside of Buffalo. For those of you out there that are watching, we are doing this first ever broadcast of the play-by-play with some commentary from myself and 12 gauge live reaction with 2:25 to go in the 2nd and 7. Aaron Rodgers looks downfield. Allen Lazard back shoulder fade caught for a completion. It looks like both feet were in, and that's going to pick up a 1st down. That guy is truly the unsung hero for the Jets. I mean, think about the Hail Mary play against the Bills, and then think about just some of these plays he's been able to make in this game. Another guy that Aaron Rodgers, made the Jets basically go get for him. Now, I think 12, not overreacting. Do you make the change at halftime and switch quarterbacks for the Steelers? I mean, it's like you don't want to create that kind of confusion and dysfunction, and I'm sure that Mike Tomlin probably won't do that unless something drastic happens. But I definitely think if Russell Wilson comes out in the second half and does not play, if they don't win this game, if he doesn't even compete, then I don't think he's going to be the starting quarterback next week. I think you saw enough out of him, and I don't think you need to keep chancing it for especially a team that's, if they lose, only 4-3, and it's a team that never finishes below 500 under Mike Tomlin as the head coach, right? 12, would you, knowing that it could definitely disrupt rhythm, disrupt game plan, and create some bad vibes in a sense, because you're just creating doubt. You're kind of creating the sense that you're unsure of yourself. Would you still make that change and say, let's go to Justin Fields at the half?
I would have started him from the start.
I never understood why they decided to make the change anyway.
Yeah, I know.
Well, the Steelers did start with the ball. They kicked a field goal on that first possession. But right now, Aaron Rodgers looks efficient. 12 of 17, 162 yards passing, a touchdown. Russell Wilson, 123 yards passing, 6 of 14. But he's taken a lot of sacks. And, this is a guy that used to be very, very, very good at getting outside the pocket and keeping plays alive and not taking plays for huge losses like that, right? But he's not even close to that. Brees Hall has got 4 catches for 93 yards, by the way. If you took his prop bet for rushing yards and receiving yards, I think he's already hit the over. So that's for all those out there. And he had the anytime touchdown score as well. We're hoping Gage's Pat Freiermuth pick comes in here as we are at the 2-minute warning in the second quarter of the Jets Steelers live Sunday Night Football. All right, so let's go back to the Mets game real fast and see if I can get you an update there. Last we knew it was 4-1 Dodgers. And it's game 6. It's win or go home for the Mets. And man, Dodgers are a tough team. Tough team. It is now 6-3 Dodgers. I'll get you an update as to who scored what. It is the bottom of the 4th inning with 1 out. The Mets are now in their bullpen with Mookie Betts at bat. So obviously they got some runs. But it's like you're in a hole at this moment, and you just don't want to have to keep climbing on out of it. All right, MLB. We've got.
Come on.
So Vientos hit a home run, and that scored him and Alvarez after the Dodgers got two home runs in that 3rd inning. So right now for the Mets, Francisco Lindor is 1 for 2. Pete Alonso is 2 for 3. So your superstars are definitely getting hits.
Steelers ball.
And you guys heard 12. He's buzzed up, but he said the Steelers got the ball, and that's what we talking about. Now, if they don't come away with a touchdown here, 12, I don't know how they're going to find their way to win this game. I just don't. I mean, you can't keep kicking field goals. You can't keep giving them points. You know what I mean? You're going to have to find a way somehow. 2nd and 4 that play was. And it looks like it was going to go for an interception. By the way, I gave out that prop pick. Aaron Rodgers over half an interception. And that was picked off there by who got it? Oh, Beanie Bishop. Beanie Bishop Jr. And so the Pittsburgh Steelers will take over with the ball at their own 46-yard line. And that will put them at 1st and 10 in the second quarter with just over 1 minute to go. And all 3 timeouts for the Steelers, 2 remaining for the Jets. And if whoever's watching right now live on YouTube, do me a favor, hit the like, share button, and also comment right now. What do you think of this game so far? And what do you think of the NFL Sunday? How did your team perform? And what do you guys think the Steelers will do to end the half here? Because you need points badly with the Jets getting the ball to start the second half. Now your defense came up with a play. That was a really tough interception, too. One-handed it. So it'll be 1st and 10 here for the Steelers. And I bet you they're going to probably take a little small pass. And he picks up the first down. Okay. 1st and 10. Steelers are still moving. They're going to probably take a timeout here in a minute. 2nd and 7 on the 40-yard line. Let's see what this play was real fast. And then they're going to take a timeout here. And that's the first of their 3 timeouts. Russell Wilson's starting to actually get a little bit of his completion percentage back up. Warren's going to run the football. Now, it's a little bit of a shocking call here. You're going to run the football there?
Yeah, weird.
And it's like, you're on 1st down. Like, why not take a shot there? And I don't mean a shot of alcohol either. I mean, like legit, just toss the ball deep. Worst case scenario, it's incomplete. You don't have to spend a timeout. Best case scenario, you move the ball downfield.
There's the flag.
I love when 12 is buzzed up too, because he's just like, he's ahead of us and he's in his own world. And he's got us updated. So 12, what happened?
My bad.
No, you're good. Don't apologize at all. That's why we're doing this. I love this. Now I'm 47. All right, so 12. I think we're probably gonna do this until about halftime. We'll talk a little bit about the rest of the action for that, and then we're gonna probably end the stream. And for those of you out there watching, we might do this for the Bills game next week on Sunday for 4:05. For anybody that's not able to watch the game on TV, you guys can tune in with myself and 12 as we will play-by-play commentate and keep you guys in the loop. So 1st and 10 it will be for the Steelers after drawing that pass interference penalty. Something else that George Pickens can do pretty well, and I thought he was going to catch that ball, but on the 11-yard line, it'll be 1st and 10 in the red zone for the Steelers with 2 timeouts remaining and just over 37 seconds to go in this first half of football. You know, I always felt like they should have a doubleheader for Sunday night football. You know what I mean? Especially like you have
that.
West Coast teams, have the West Coast teams play a fucking late game. I mean, it's just, even if you start it halfway through the first game, but I think that Sunday night is just kind of like the premier NFL day. I mean, it's Sunday night football is bigger than Monday night football, in my opinion.
Great.
Even though I cannot stand the waiting all day for a Sunday night shit.
Ooh, come on.
1st and 10. Make it 2nd and 10. Let's see. What did they do here? I wish I wasn't so fucking behind you.
George Pickens.
George Chickens. It's going to be 2nd down here. Buccaneers Ravens tomorrow night. That's going to be a good game. I mean, hey, touchdown Steelers. And it looks like George Chickens is going to come away with a touchdown reception, is it? Yes, it is. So now Russell Wilson got a touchdown pass. I think now at halftime you don't need to make the drastic change because he at least showed you enough that you can keep going, right? And why? Because he's gotten 3 catches for 67 yards from George Pickens and a touchdown now, and they kicked the extra point to make it 15-13 at the end of almost at the end of the first half. Now that is currently at 28 points, meaning the over/under at 40.5 can only allow 12. But from what we've seen in this game, for those of you out there that have the under, it is still very, very, very possible. I mean, I saw, what was it, the Broncos and no, I don't know if it was the Broncos Raiders. It was one of those games, and they didn't score at all for the entire fourth quarter, and that literally was the only points that they could even give up was 0. So it just says a lot about that. Let's watch this replay real fast. Why doesn't it show the replay, motherfucker? Chris Boswell with the extra point, and overall that drive was capped off there. Let's see, how much time did it take? It had 4 plays, 54 yards, 48 seconds for the Steelers to score a touchdown, but they couldn't do it for 30 minutes of football. Football is such a weird sport in that regard that just all of a sudden, boom, you score. In the comments, guys, are the Steelers going to come back and win this game?
Yes.
Yeah, I think the Steelers will come back and win this game. I think that they'll still finish. I think they're going to finish at under 40 points. I think the Steelers are going to maybe get one more field goal and one more touch. No. I'm going to say they're going to get 3 more field goals to make it 24-15. I don't think the Jets are going to score again. I think they're going to move the ball a lot, but I just don't think that they're going to ultimately score many touchdowns. I think the Steelers have found a little bit of back. Okay, so I got to do this.
Interesting.
Yep. So the Jets
Very
are
interesting.
they going to try to move the ball here, 12, or are they going to just kind of take this into half?
I think
It's halftime. So yeah, they put the knee down. It's halftime. It is 15-13 at the end of 2 quarters, guys. It is Sauce God and 12 Gauge here on YouTube Live with your live play-by-play reaction for the Jets and Steelers. It is 15-13 at the half. 12. Let's take a look at some of these prop bets for the folks out there. And let's see. We'll pull up
my
the
moose isn't looking very good.
George Chickens, man, with that touchdown. I mean, the fucking dude wasn't very much of a chicken with that one. I mean, he has to make some plays sometimes. This dude's going to be, I think he's in a contract year. So, I mean, he's got to earn some fucking pay here at some point, right? And Russell Wilson was begging him, like, hey. All right, so we talked about Aaron Rodgers was over or under 225.5 passing yards, currently at 158. 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 1 sack. He still has a very good chance of going over there, but who knows, man? The Jets kind of slowed down a little bit, and they haven't been able to run the football at all. 8 carries for 21 yards for Breece Hall. A touchdown, yes, but he did have, however, 4 catches for 93 yards in that first half, 57 yards being the longest. All right, so let's see. Bills opened up as a 3-point favorite, as we talked about, against the Seahawks coming this weekend, or next Sunday, I'm sorry. Scores and odds, free pick for tomorrow. Derrick Henry under 84.5 rushing yards. I don't know about that. All right, so the Steelers. Will it show me? Yeah, props. Okay. Aaron Rodgers was, like I said, he closed at 226.5. He's currently 158. He's very on pace for the over there. Russell Wilson was a 174.5 at closing, and he's at 145. So, I mean, if something drastic happens, he should probably go over there. Brees Hall was 61.5 rushing yards at close. He's got 21. Najee Harris is not on pace for any sort of rushing yards props. Let's see. Freiermuth, though, however, has a 30-yard reception, 30 yards receiving, and that's over 29.5, which was his closing number. Brees Hall is well over his number as well. He has 93 yards, and he was 24.5, was what his prediction was.
Come on, Moose.
Yeah, we need some fat Freiermuth for this dude 12. I mean, hey, I said Aaron Rodgers over half an interception that has already hit. Davante Adams has 3 catches so far in the first half for the Jets. His closing number was 4.5. Garrett Wilson is at 4.5. He's got 2 catches so far in the day. George Pickens 4.5. He's at 3. Brees Hall is already. Brees Hall is a fucking a sports betting fucking winner. I mean, he's literally already hit his props in a couple areas. He's got that anytime touchdown. George Chickens with the anytime touchdown. Yeah, Freiermuth, we're looking to see.
Come on, Moose.
And Russell Wilson was half a touchdown passing, and he already passed that. He's got 1. And Aaron Rodgers was 1.5 closing. I think he's going to stay under. Now, Aaron Rodgers had finished the first half with 13 completions. His closing number for reception prop was 21.5. He's on pace for that. Russell Wilson, his actual number right now is 8. He closed at 15.5. So it's funny how Vegas had him just over halfway for certain things. Now, Russell Wilson, will he finish with over or under 25.5 passing attempts?
Ooh. That's interesting. Under.
I mean, it's like Sunday Night Football and prop bets like that are just tough picks. All right, 12. Let's go ahead.
Yeah.
Let's give the people some more free picks real fast right here. And because, of course, we not encourage or endorse any illegal or underage gambling of any sort. Bet and play at your own risk. We're gonna make some live picks right now. Myself at 12. Let's get away from the touchdown score though, and let's go into some different numbers and things like that, and give the people some options here. So. Same game parlay. Over or under 48.5. I'm saying it's going to go under. So I'm honestly going to say to you guys to alternate that spread down to 47.5. Make it so it pays a little bit better for you guys. That would be paying plus 108. Player receiving yards. I really think Garrett Wilson has got to come away with more than 31.5, 12, but I'm going to stay away from that one. What do you think here, brother? Will Brees Hall get over 56.5 yards rushing? I don't know. 12. Can you pull up any can you pull up anything here?
Let me see. Honestly, I'm thinking about hockey right now.
All right, so we're gonna give you guys some free picks again. We gave out 4 this morning on the pregame show for the Buffalo Bills. Does Brees Hall score another touchdown? That's a good question. I think the Jets total points, by the way, is going to stay under 25.5. I really do. Third quarter total, over or under 7.5. That's a tough one, dude. All right, 12. What do you think, brother? Let's get these wrapped up and let's get the people. All right, so Aaron Rodgers is now 275.5 passing yards. I'm gonna say under for that.
Yes, sir.
Brees Hall is not that far removed from his original prop, so I'm thinking he's gonna actually get over 56.5 yards rushing, or let's see what his receiving yards props look like. I think he goes over 108.5 yards receiving. I do. So what I'm telling you guys out there is go under 47.5 alternate total. Aaron Rodgers under 275.5 passing yards. Brees Hall over 56.5 and yards rushing, or Brees Hall over 108.5 yards receiving. Gage, tell me, take the rushing or receiving?
Under receiving.
Take the receiving or under receiving, you said.
Under receiving.
So you think he's not going to get more than he's not going to get anything more than 15 yards receiving in the second half.
Yes.
Okay, so you're saying stay under. All right, I'm going to do myself a favor here. Let's see, player rushing yards. I think Najee Harris, we'll get it going here. I think he's going to finish with over 48.5. How about you?
No, she.
And then you said Pat Freiermuth, huh? You really still believe in that? Actually, no. You know what? I gotta say, if there's one for the Steelers to score a touchdown or not for the rest of the game, I think I'm gonna find that. I think the Steelers are going to end at 22 total points. So I'm going to say under 22.5. Under 22.5 points total for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think they're going to score 9 points, and that's going to be the only scoring in the second half. All right, 12. It's been great. We obviously did a pregame show today. We did a postgame show. We also have got you guys covered for the first half of Sunday Night Football. So be on the lookout for this Friday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Should be having special guest Carl Russo on, current 97 Rock DJ, for their afternoon show from 3 to 7 p.m. Legendary broadcaster, current voice of Buffalo, in my opinion. Great guy that does a lot of stuff in the community. I mean, he's a volunteer EMT, volunteer fireman, DJs. I mean, he's just fucking awesome. He'll be coming on, I hope, this Friday. And we also have you guys covered for the pregame show for the Bills and Seahawks on Sunday. Probably before the 1 p.m. action, I would think. Maybe it'll be closer to 3 p.m. because we obviously like to get the injury report in as accurate as possible, and we don't usually get the final one until just an hour before game time. We should probably have you guys maybe in a live broadcast for you guys as well for play-by-play commentary, me and 12 Gauge, maybe some of the other guys with some live reactions to that, and then post-game show as well. So if you want to make sure you catch all that, make sure you're liked, following, subscribe, notifications turn on for @Buffalo Sauce Scott across all social media platforms. Anthony Bomasudo on Facebook, where you can follow me as well. And don't forget, if you're not able to catch the live versions of this video show, it is available via audio podcast on wherever you may get your podcast from, Apple, Spotify, whatever it may be. And the sit-down podcast and Bills pregame tailgate show, Bills postgame instant reaction show, and live broadcasting of NFL primetime action and NFL games is presented by BuffaloSauceGuy.com, Duff's Famous Wings, Big Tree Inn in Orchard Park, Louis Bar in Attica, and also the Zuba Zone 716 Sports Card and Memorabilia Store in Depew, New York. Hosted by myself, the Sauce God, your entertainer, your guy, to get you guys absolutely hyped right here in all sorts of world of sports entertainment on Facebook Live and YouTube Live. And also co-hosted by my guy 12 Gauge, produced by my guy 12 Gauge. And the Mets just got a base hit to start the top of the sixth, currently down 6-3. So we hope to see you all in the next show. And as always, man, go Yankees, go Mets right now, and also go Bills. It's been a great NFL Sunday, Victory Monday tomorrow. Back to work, back at it. And all you guys out there enjoying the NFL action, stay safe, make good choices. And hey, Bills are 5-2. We don't got to stress until next Sunday, 4 p.m. against the Seattle Seahawks. We'll catch you guys in here in Facebook and YouTube live in the sit down or any of the Bills sort of sports entertainment shows hosted by myself and 12 and guys like Modown, Kirby, and Tyler, aka Rampart. All right, that's going to conclude it for our first half. First half coverage of the Jets in Pittsburgh for Sunday Night Football, 15-13. Second half is about to start soon, and let's hope Bills Mafia that the Jets continue their demise and don't find a way to win this game, because the Bills will have themselves more comfort, more cushion in regards to trying to win the AFC East for another consecutive year. All right, guys. Sauce Scott here. To you guys all, God bless. Bolster up, stand tall. Good luck with these bets. Let us know if you win. 12 Gauge, appreciate you very much. Appreciate everybody out there for your comments, likes, shares. And as always, go Bills.
Go Bills, baby.